Yo, what's going on guys? It's Anime1 back here with another video, and today I'm here with another part of What If Naruto was neglected and ended up like Obito. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also like this video. So let's begin the video. Suki and the Raikage rushed at each other. They're both body covered in lightning. The Raikage's lightning was blue, Suki's lightning was black, intending her emotions and the darkness inside of her. Suki brought forward her hand and somewhat pierced through the Raikage. The Raikage was shocked. The black Chidori actually did damage, but he didn't give a damn about that. I'm surprised that you managed to pierce through my skin and deal this much damage to me. However, the Raikage said, as he grabbed Suki by her waist and pulled her up in the air. This is the end. Liger bomb, the Raikage said as he slammed Suki down to the ground, breaking everything that was around. But the Raikage noticed Suki was still moving. A ribcage, a purple ribcage, was around her as the Raikage jumped back when her hand was tried to grab him, and he came around the Susanoo and kicked it. Suki was sent skidding, but the Susanoo quickly became the armor Susanoo as it gained its armor. The Raikage went forward as he charged his lightning cloak to its maximum level after seeing those eyes. She has the Mangekyo, the Raikage thought as he looked at Suki, but it was the internal Mangekyo. Madara had convinced her to get Itachi's eyes because he wanted to take revenge. He was really a sweet talker if it came to it. He could convince anyone to do anything. Suki focused at the Raikage. Amaterasu, she said, as the black flames ignited, but the Raikage moved out of the way, and the black flames ignited near one of the Miss Shinobi that were there. He started to scream as his body started to get burnt alive. The Raikage came around the Susanoo, as Suki just didn't even bother. He couldn't get through, and that was true. The Raikage tried to punch the Susanoo, but the armor Susanoo was too strong to do that. Suki brought down her Susanoo's hand more to crush the Raikage, but he moved out of the way, and soon Suki's another Mangekyo started glowing as the Raikage started coming closer, but he noticed his speed, it was decreasing. What the Raikage thought, but before he could think anything, he was grabbed by Suki's Susanoo as the Susanoo started crushing him. The Raikage said as he started feeling his bones getting crushed. But before the Raikage could be completely crushed, the sand came around the Susanoo and freed the Raikage. That's Suki thought as he looked around to see him. God of the sand, she said. Suki Uchiha, Gaara said as he picked up the Raikage and put him in a safe place. See, Healer Raikage, Darius said, as he was the one who brought C out of the Genjutsu that he was placed on. C nodded as he started going towards the Raikage, healing his broken bones that was all over his body. Gaara looked at Suki. Uchiha Suki, you and I had once the same eyes, the eyes of one of solitude, the eyes of hatred. But before, your eyes were not this cold as they are right now. I guess it's because of the blonde. He died. He was precious to you, wasn't it? I am truly sorry, but there is still people that care for you. You can find the light like I did, Gaara said as he looked at Suki. Suki started to laugh. You think I will find the light? My whole life has been submerged in darkness. The only light that I had has been taken away from me. when I was only 13 years old. There's no way that I'm going back to the way I used to be. Gotta, she said. Gar closed his eyes. I see, he said. Gotta, all your talk will not work. She's far gone. She's an international criminal now, since he has attacked the Five Kage Summit. There's no saving her, said Tamori. Kongro nodded. Yes, if Menma couldn't convince her, we cannot too, he said. Gara nodded. I understand, he said, as sand erupted from Goro's gore. Tamara took out her fan, and Kongro took out his puppets. As Dari arrived beside the three siblings and ran through hand sign. Sand bullets, Goro said. With side jutsu, Tamori said. Kunai, puppet throw, Kongro said. Lightning style, lightning shock jutsu, Sadori said, as the four attacks went towards Suki, who smirked as the attacks made impact. Boom! There was a huge explosion as all the attacks made impact where Suki was, but their eyes widened when they saw a silhouette of two yellow eyes glaring down at all of them. They saw an armored figure around Suki. Gata, I have a greater defense, even greater than yours, she said, as the Susano formed a sword around its arm and slice. A huge wave of chakra went towards the pillars of the building. He ceased targeting the pillars. Damn it, thought Gara as he saw the ceiling start falling around. Kari, come with me, Suki said. That was just a distraction. Kari nodded as they both ran towards where Danzo was. Meanwhile, with Danzo and the others, he was just waiting for his opportunity. They knew that Suki's team had a sensor, so they could pretty much not do anything at this point, and just wait around, and when the commotion happened, they would leave. Soon, someone arrived in the room. All the Kage's flags were cut down, and they all looked up to see Suki standing upside down, glaring down at Danzo. Danzo looked up at the little girl. She really thinks that she'll be able to escape from this alive, Danzo thought. But then Chojuro leapt forward, up in the air. He unwrapped his sword and brought it down. Suki covered her sword with black lightning as he blocked the strike. But she was surprised when she was sent flying with the force of the sword. I see, the sword releases chakra when made impact, she thought as she looked at Chojuro. And before they knew, Suki, Danzo is escaping, Karin said. Suki looked at Karin. We're chasing after him, she said as Karin nodded and they started chasing after Danzo, but their path was blocked with lava. You, woman, are even more beautiful than I am, I must admit. You Uchiha women were always unfair advantage of beauty. It's no wonder why you got those men so easily, said the Mizukage as he looked at Suki. Don't interfere, said Suki as he activated her internal Mangekyo Sharingan. Such a waste. Your beauty even surpasses mine, and yet you're such drowned in hatred and revenge. What a waste, she said. And as he said that, Chojuro leapt forward and he brought down his sword. Kiri style. Blast, he said, as he brought down his sword, and in a blast of wave, Suki was sent flying through the air as he crashed down on the wall. She coughed out some blood as he looked at Chojuro, but he wasn't the one she had to focus on as Mizukage appeared in front of her. Going through hand signs, the Mizukage spewed out lava behind her and behind Suki, so that there would not be any exits or any way to interfere between them. I'm sorry I must do this to you, but you are an international criminal, someone who invaded the Five Kage Summit. You cannot be left alive, she said as she went through hand sign. Boil release, boiling steam. She said as she spewed out steam. Suki sighed, but her eyes widened. When her Susanoo ribcage started to melt. But how? She thought. As she looked around, this couldn't be happening, she said, as her chakra was also getting depleted. Well, this mist is not ordinary. It not only drains your chakra, the temperature boiling is so high that it will even melt that chakra form that you have around you. Only I am safe from it, she said. But Suki wasn't having none of that, as she activated her full arm at Susanoo and looked at Mei. Amaterasu, she said. Mei luckily managed to move out of the way as the black flames consumed where she was. This is not good. But before she could do anything, the Susanoo slammed through the wall. Suki started walking inside the summit room, only to be face to face with the Shuchikage. A young girl like you, so powerful, such a waste, he said as his hands started forming a white substance between them. Particle style, particle dismantling jutsu. Tsuchikage said as he released his jutsu and Suki was inside it. And boom. Just like that, Suki's chakra was gone completely. Karin tried to sense it, but she could not sense it anywhere. Suki, her chakra. No, this can't be, she said. Yes, her chakra is completely eliminated. I disintegrated her to a molecular level. She is gone for good, Tsuchikage said, and you're next. As he said that, more people started coming into the room. The Raikage was the first one. Where is Suki Uchiha? He shouted. Well, she's dead. I killed her, the Tsuchikage said. The Raikage glared at the old man. How dare you? I wanted to do that. You have no right. He was about to say more, but he was interrupted by a voice. Quit whining, Raikage. You may still have a chance. They all heard a deep, dark voice, and only to see a swirling vortex opening up, and the man that they had called the summit for appeared right in front of them, carrying Suki right in his shoulders. My name is Madara Uchiha, and I have something I want to explain to you all, and once you comprehend it, I want to hear your answer about my project and my plans, said Madara as he looked down at all of them, his single shotting gun looking down, glowing in the darkness. It seems like she was right about the Hokage escaping, said the Raikage. Yes, because of that stupid little girl, said Onoki. But soon, the Raikage, in a blink of an eye, was in front of Madara. But, just like again, he phased right through him and crashed into the wall. In a strolling vortex, Suki disappeared in the masked man's right eye as the Raikage started speaking. The Akatsuki, whatever they're planning, is up to no good. Who knows what you're up to, said Raikage. Suki is, thought Karin, but then Madara jumped right in front of her. Hey, you there. Heal Suki, he said as he sucked her in the swirling vortex as well. So that's Madara's ability, huh? Space-time ninjutsu, said Kankuro as Temari nodded in agreement. Bring back Suki Uchiha right now, said the Raikage. The masked man just looked at him, unfazed. Well, that depends on how you answer me. And first you have to hear my explanation for that, won't you? Said Madara as he looked at them. Let's hear him out and take it from there, Raikage, said the Tsuchikage as he started floating and right beside the Raikage. Madara jumped up. So, are you all ready to listen now? he said as he looked down at all of them. What's your goals with Suki Uchiha? Why are you trying to win her over? Said Kara. Madara just looked down at the Kazekage. A Sharingan capable of awakening the Susanoo is rare. I just want to stock up in those capable eyes, just in case. Madara said. Now, since this is all happening, and this will be a rather long talk, I may as well have a seat, he said as he sat down, and the Kages gritted their teeth. This man was just treating them like they weren't even there, they were not a threat to him. It's shocking to hear that Madara Uchiha is still alive, but why would a man of your skill resort to anything like the Akatsuki? Said the Tsuchikage as Madara looked at him. I may be strong, Onoki, but strength isn't everything that is needed in the world. What I need is influence, and you all surrender, said Madara as he looked at all of them. Surrender? What does that mean? Said Mizukage as he looked at Madara. Well, for that, I may as well start explaining my plan, don't I? Said Madara as he started speaking. What I want is to become one and unite all, said Madara as he looked at all of them. Unite all, become one. What do you mean? Said the Tsuchikage. Madara narrowed his eyes at the old man behind his mask. There is a stone monument passed down among the Uchiha for generations. Even now it lies beneath the village of Konoha. Upon it are the records, secrets left us to by the sage of the six paths himself, said Madara. Without our eyes, it is impossible to read them. What's more, the Mangekyo Sharingan can only decay more than the Sharingan, and the Rinnegan still more than that. Madara continued. This is getting ridiculous. The sage of the six paths, you expect us to believe that? Onoki said. The sage existed, and he left this monument. Madara said. Enough of this. What could the Sage of the Six Paths have to do with your plans? Even if he did exist thousands of years ago, he yelled. Do you know why is that the man became proclaimed as a god, worshipped by the whole shinobi world as a god? That is the connection between that man and my goal, Madara said. So, you possess the Mangekyo Sharingan, and there's also a man in the Akatsuki who possessed the Rinnegan, so you must know all about the monuments, isn't that right? Mei said. Yes, go on, let's hear it already, said Onoki. The Sage of the Six Paths saved the world. He saved it from a certain monster, and that monster was the Ten Tails, Madara said. All the Kage's eyes widened in hearing that. Excuse me, can we back up? The Biju only go up to the Nine Tails. There is no such thing as the Ten Tails, Onoki said. Oh, but there is. You see that the 9 Bijus were created from the Ten Tails, and the first host of the Ten Tails was none other than the Sage of the Six Paths himself. The One Tails, through the Nine Tails, is nothing more than the parts of the Ten Tails. Madara informed the group. I do not like where I think this is going. Is this why the Akatsuki are gathering the Biju? Conqueror said. The Sage of the Six Paths developed a certain ninjutsu in order to protect the ninja world from the Ten Tails. Even now, that ninjutsu is being quite passed down. The seals that create a Jinchuriki. The Sage of the Six Paths was the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails, as the man who freed the world from the terrible Ten Tails. The Sage was worshipped like a god by the people, but the Ten Tails chakra was so terrible and foul that if the Jinchuriki were to die, it would escape and the seal would terrorize the world once more. Fearing this would happen upon his death, the Sage of the Six Paths used his last bit of chakra to split the bijus into 9 pieces and scatter them all across the world's surface. And with that chakra removed, his actual body was sealed away and blasted into the sky, where its power could not reach, and that became the moon. Mara said, "So you are gathering all those 9 pieces of the scared chakra, the 9 biju, in an attempt to gain the full power of yourself and become the Jinchuriki of the Jubi. But what do you plan on doing with that sort of power?" Onoki said. "Oh no, no, you're wrong. I don't intend to use the Jubi's power. Well, at least not all of it. What I want to do is to seal all the tail beasts permanently. That's all. And create a system where there is no great nations, all under one man, under one command. That's my plan," said Madara as he looked at all of them. "You're insane, and what you're suggesting is that you become the leader of this so-called peace-loving world," said the Raikage. Madara just shook his head. "Who said that I was gonna be the leader? You 5 Kages will still have your place. But, as I said, to have such a huge land, I need to change the infrastructure of the lands itself, and that requires a lot of power. Even for someone like me, it's impossible to do so. But before that, I want to undo all the wrongs of the Sage of the Six Paths. This is why humanity has become what it has become," said Madara as he looked at all of them. "And what is it that the Sage of the Six Paths did wrong?" said Gaara as he looked at the masked man. "Well, it's simple. He provided humans with chakra," he said. All of the Kages was eyes widened when they thought about it. "Don't tell me you..." "No, I don't intend to rob all of the humans of their chakra. That would just be stupid. Humans are too linked and intertwined with the chakra. They'll all just die if I do so. That's not a good choice," said Madara. "Well, then what is your goal after undoing all the wrongs of the Sage of the Six Paths?" said Gaara. "Well, it's simple. I simply want to disregard the shinobi system itself. Shinobis are a tool of war, something created by the daimyos. Don't you all agree? If daimyos weren't there, what do you think would happen? It's simple. Most of the wars that have happened till now are due to the daimyos, not because you Kages wanted it. Well, except the Third Great Shinobi War, where Onoki got a little greedy, didn't you?" Onoki simply scoffed hearing that. "You, of all people, know this well, Madara, that in the shinobi world, what you want will never happen. We will never let that happen. The world that you want to create is just too much of a crack for a shinobi to live in. What will the shinobi use be if there is no wars happening, if there is no conflict, if there is only peace? Huh? And you're suggesting that we all live in under one nation? That's stupid," said Onoki. "You and your old beliefs, Onoki, are gonna get you killed. I can write it down in paper if you want. But let me make this clear. Hand over the Nine Tails, or it's war," said Madara as he looked at all of them. They all widened their eyes. He just changed so quickly. "And you said that you don't want the Nine Tails or the Ten Tails power. Then why?" said Gaara. "It's simple. As I said, I want to get rid of the tail beasts forever and seal them away in such a place where no one will be able to reach it, not even me," said Madara as he looked at all of them. "As I said, hand it over, or it's war." and this war is inevitable since you all will not follow up with my plans. This is gonna happen. Or if you follow through my plans, we can just do it peacefully, said Madara. They all shook their head. You want to create a world where you're forcing peace upon the humans, not the other way around, said May as he looked at him. A world without shinobi, you say? What kind of world will even that be? She screamed. Madara looked at her. After all this talk, what have you five Kage accomplished? You of all people should know. There is no such thing as hope. To to having hope is the equivalent of giving up. It's the biggest deception of all, said Madara as he looked at them. Now I'm gonna ask again. Hand over the 8 tails and the 9 tails, said Madara. What? You already have captured B, said A. No, the capture of the 8 tail failed. Well, that's a perfect Jinchuriki for you. Your brother is truly one in a kind, right, Kage? Said Madara. A clenched his fist. That bastard. He wanted to get away from me. Once I get back to the Cloud Village, he's gonna get my iron claw, he said. Ah, I figured as much. He escaped, he said. Now, since all your comedy is over, will you hand him over or not? Said Madara. We will not surrender to you, no matter what, they all said. Very well then, he said as he got up. I declare war on you all. The fourth great ninja war begins now, he said, as he started vanishing on a strolling vortex. And next time we meet, we'll be in battle. So for the further summary of things, yep, everything pretty much goes the same as the canon. They just discuss about Madara being extremely powerful, since Naruto did not say that his power didn't diminish since he fought the first Hokage. He was just like, yeah, I just need like political role in this shit, and because of that, the Kages think that Naruto or Madara is still as powerful that he was in his prime against Hashirama, and due to that reason, the Kages will use the 8 and the 9 tails in order to win, because they also know that the 7 tails, Madara does have the power of 1 tails to the 7 tails, so not using those two will be suicidal, and they will inform Kakashi about the war happening. Gaara will inform them, and the Raikage told Gaara about Kahimiri Kakashi while he was coming back here, so he should be around the land of Iron. So yeah, that's pretty much the 5 Kage Summit arc, and the next arc of the war arc, or the prelude of the war arc, before the war arc actually starts, the Danzo stuff will happen in the next video, which will be probably out tomorrow. So if you guys like this video, please like the video and also subscribe to the channel and share this video around so that we can gain more subscribers and soon reach 1,000 subscribers. That is my goal. So bye bye guys, peace out.